In the Module 0, we will talk about two things to introduce Java programming. In this video, we will talk about short Java history. Then we will show you what is Java source file and what is Java bytecode file. The next video, that's really run Java programming. We will run from console output and give you the welcome message from GUI. So let's talk about Java programming. A little history from Java. Even you download JDK from Oracle website, but Java actually is developed from the Sun Microsystem at the beginning. In late 1990, Sun Microsystem then being purchased by Oracle. So that's why now every time you want to install Java, you will go to the Oracle website. So right, Java actually start from 1991. Then in 1995, we renamed as Java. And that's very popular to implement the graphic interface. And we use a lot to develop web application using Java. A lot of people will compare Java programming with the C++ or C#. Yes, honestly, they both contain object-oriented concept, and also Java syntax is pretty similar to C++ and C#. But the most important thing for the Java, the advantage is, once you write a Java source file, you compile that, become Java bytecode. They can be run on any platform. So what is the platform? So the platform basically means your operating system. So once you have your Java bytecode file compiled, they can run on different platforms. They can run on Windows. They can run on Mac system. They can run on Linux. The most important thing is on different platforms, they need to have the Java interpreter. So that's what we call the Java virtual machine. That's the JVM. So C++ is a little different. The C++, even after we write a source file, that's a .cpp file. But if you compile this CPP file on the Windows system, the execution file only can run from the Windows system. So that's why C++ is platform dependent. So you cannot really immigrate your execution file from one operating system to another operating system. So that also is the one advantage for Java. So the Java source file actually is platform independent. So once you run a Java file, you implement your Java source file, you compile, become Java bytecode file. Then according to different interpreter on different operating systems, they can run on different platforms. So which one is faster? So usually we will say C++ and C# actually run faster than Java. But Java is getting faster with the new version. The reason is Java is pure object-oriented concept. So a lot of time we need to import and connect with a lot of library. So that makes Java run a little slower than the C++ or C#. But now you may not feel so much different. The reason is sometimes your program may not run on big data. And also now the hardware is much advanced from before. Both Java and C# handle most memory operation automatically. That's mean once you create the object, they will be cleaned automatically to do the garbage cleaning. Instead, from C++, if you choose consign 110, you know once you use the new keyword, you need to use the delete to delete the dynamic memory to release and manage the memory. So that's the brief comparison between Java and the C++. So the next one, let's really talk about how to develop Java application. So like before we implement C++ source file. So like earlier I said, if you want to run a Java program, the first thing you need to write a source file. So the Java source file, the extension is .java. If you want to create any Java source file, you can either write on the IDE or any text edit to create and write your source file. Once you create this source file, you need to save as the file name, then .java file. That's just a source file, including all the syntax you will use. In order to run that program, then you need to compile this source file. Then Java compiler will translate this .java file, the Java source file, into a platform independent, like earlier we said. That's what we call the Java bytecode file. So this bytecode file actually cannot be opened by any text editor. So actually that's a binary file. So this file, according to what your source file name is. For example, my source file name maybe is a1.java file. After you compile a1.java file, they will become a1.class file. So this class file is we call Java bytecode. How to run this Java bytecode file? Yeah, actually this one is we say the execution file you need to run. In order to run a Java bytecode file on your operating system, you need to make sure you install the Java interpreter. So this interpreter we call Java virtual machine. So Java virtual machine actually is according to different operating system. You need to install different JVM version. Windows, you have Windows JVM. Mac system, you can have Mac JVM. So this Java virtual machine will interpret your bytecode file. So then we can run our Java. So those processes we can see in this diagram. How we compile and interpret Java code. So the first thing, like we say, you need to open a text editor that's like Notepad. Or you can open a Java IDE. For this course, we use the Eclipse as a Java IDE. So you can edit your text file. So this text file, we call the source code. You need to save as .java. Then we have the Java JDK compiler installed on your system. So we compile this source file, become a .class bytecode file. So this bytecode file, in order to run this bytecode file, you need to make sure you have Java virtual machine installed on your operating system. So JVM, Java interpreter, will interpret the bytecode file, so then we can execute on your operating system. So then the next one, of course, we need to really run our Java program and how we should write our .java file and how we will execute and compile become a .x class file. So then how to execute from the JVM for that class file. So before we finish this video, so here is just the short history about Java version. So you can see we start from JDK 1.0 in 1996. So then almost more than 20 years, then we have our Java SE8. Now actually we have Java SE, I think it's 14 or 13. So definitely you can start as long as you have your JDK above 8. So then we can run our Java bytecode for this class. So after our midterm exam, we will talk about Java FX. So then we will show you how you will install Java FX. So at that time, you can use in Java SE8, Java SE11 or 12. It doesn't matter. You can always just install the latest Java version JDK then to run for this class.